Okay, so we are live. We are live on two different platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube and Facebook, I can see your comments directly. LinkedIn, I'm not sure if I can see your comments here on the screen. I will let you know once I can see the comments. If you are live, just say hi on different platforms. I will come to know from where we are getting all these spikes. I just want to check my settings as well for the camera and for the audio, which looks good. Okay, everything is good. So let's get started. So today we have a very special session or a live session with one of my favorite student. So he was my student. Now he's an entrepreneur. A great journey. So the reason I wanted to have him on this platform is to get motivated as well, because see, I have been in industry from last 10 years, and then the problem is every after some time you do lose motivation because you don't have a boss to give you a work or something. So we have someone who can motivate me and motivate you. And so today we'll talk about a topic which is entrepreneurship. And of course, we have talked about this before as well, but let's get it from someone who is doing it in a great way. So we have Parth. Let me get him. So let me give you an intro. Normally, I don't call him Parth. I call him Harry Potter, and you will get to know that once I get him on the screen. So here we go. We have the Harry Potter on the screen. Hey, hi. Hey, hi,
Hi,
Parth. Thank you
Naveen.
so much for coming on the platform, and thank you for
It's
the accepting the invitation.
it's my pleasure, Naveen.
Okay, but you forgot the glasses of Harry Potter. That should have been great.
so
The first time
I,
I saw you,
I used to have it in 2016, 17, I think, and then
right?
it's difficult to find now. And also, I've become a little fat, so I don't look like Harry Potter now, I think.
Maybe with a different angle, different face angle, you
Yeah,
can look like Harry Potter. Uh, Great.
right,
Great. So everyone, we have Parth Chadha, who is a founder and CEO of eWar, and I guess he started that in 2019. So Parth, I
right.
want to know from your side how you started your journey as an entrepreneur.
Okay, so first of all, thanks for having me here. It's like a pleasure. Like you were mentioning that give me motivation. That's something which I don't believe, because I've heard from you yourself that there's nothing like motivation. It's always self motivation, and I
Oh,
follow
oh,
that. I remember your words. So yeah, I am. So for the audience, I am Parth. I am the founder and CEO of eWar Games. I short introduction. I come from Meerut, small town in UP, and then it's been around 9 years in Bangalore. So it's been a great journey. eWar is a gaming platform. We are into lots of things, and we make some really cool games. You can try out the platform and download it from ewar.in if that's enough for a promotion, right, Naveen?
so everyone, when I get someone on the platform, they look for the way to plug
Absolutely.
their product as well. But that's how
Yeah,
thing works, right? That's how thing
yeah.
works.
If we don't do that,
Great.
we are not the real entrepreneurs, right? I mean,
Right.
entrepreneurs are real salesmen. I've read it somewhere that you should not leave a chance to talk about your product. If you're not doing
True.
that,
In
then
fact,
yeah,
that was supposed to be my next question. What are the skills needed? But yeah, we'll talk about it. Uh,
yeah,
so we'll talk about those things as well. So in fact, everyone will get a chance to ask your questions. Now, this session is specifically for entrepreneurship. So I will pick up only those questions which are related to it, and we'll
sure.
try to answer that. In fact, we'll have Mr. Potter answer that. Maybe in the
I
bracket you
see
should have
people
mentioned
calling
that.
in the chat also. Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Harry Potter with an Indian accent. Yeah. So cool, cool. So Path. So in fact, for everyone, I guess I met Path in 2016 for a training. So he just joined a company as a
right,
software developer, and I guess I was his first trainer. I mean, I was the
right.
only first. Maybe before my training, there was some training for 3 to 4 days, and then I was there. And when I saw Path for the first time, again, I had a look of Harry Potter, and I used to call him Harry Potter in the batch as well. Now, one thing I loved about Path is not his technical skills, of course, but I mean, he's a great developer, but apart from that, he's very great with communication. The way he pitch something, the way he want to convey the message. So even if you want, even if he's angry on you, and even if he's giving you bad words, you will enjoy them. So I loved the way he used to communicate, and I feel, Parth, that's one of the reasons why you got the success which you got now. A lot of people, they focus more on technical skills. I believe, apart from technical skills, one of the most important part for an entrepreneur is, of course, communication. But I want to know from you, Parth, how, what things you improved. Of course, there's something which you get as a heredity or in your genes, the way you talk. But have you worked on something which helped you to be an entrepreneur, apart from your college skills?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to begin this with, mentioning, I mean, Warren Buffett also says that education is important only because of, you learn how to communicate with people, because business and everything is about communicating with people. So yeah, communication skills, I carried it from my childhood. I would say I haven't been that introvert kind of a person, but yeah, entering into entrepreneurship, I found out where are my areas to improve. So couple of them I understood while, when we absorb more information, when we meet other entrepreneurs, when we see people who have succeeded in life, then we understand, acha yaar, this is something which I am lacking. So to mention a few, obviously, planning the work, that's more important. That's the skill set one I understood from day one. So I used to get it from my seniors that it's gonna be like a Titanic, or like a burning train. Every day it's gonna be on fire. You have to reach there in office, and you have to throw buckets of water and make it happen, right? So that was a beautiful example I heard from somebody. So I planned my work. That is something which I am carrying even now, and specifically now in work from home, it's helping like anything. You sit down, you don't do anything, you don't chat with anybody, you just first prepare your to-do list, and then attack every action item, right? So that's one skill. And apart from that, obviously, being in a gaming background, knowing the industry was something which I liked. Games, I was fond of games. I knew about development of games, obviously about platform and web, but to get into the depth of things is something we kind of feel that it's required, even every now and often, right? So we are never knowing almost everything. For talking about gaming, there's
True.
like, it's a ocean, right? And not even gaming, any industry out there, if you are a part of that industry, if you don't know more things and if you don't keep learning, you would find somewhere stuck. And then you'll realize, yeah, I should have been proactive, and I should have absorbed what's coming, and taking that ahead. So that's one another skill which I learned. And there are a lot many which which organically comes to you when you're actually on the ground getting your hands dirty, which I have felt. And it's always been about just going there and making things happen. It's never that you plan everything. Half of it is planned, and the rest of the half is intrinsically affected by the first half. So that's how the
True.
skill set goes up, right?
True, true, true. You have to be on that. You have to be on ground to enjoy it and to experience
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Cool. So we have a question from Nikhil here, Parth, for you.
Mhm.
So what's the main strategy to get to target people in public to become an entrepreneur? So something we did earlier, but you want to add something there?
I didn't get the question. Target people in public to become an entrepreneur. Main target to target people. So do you mean to say that it's how do you market yourself?
Maybe that's the question here. We
Okay,
can take it
so
that way. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, when you become an entrepreneur and you know what's your area which you are working on, you have to understand first of all what's the landscape out there. Like who are the next competitors to you, who are the closest one, who are the direct and indirect competitors. And obviously, I say that any entrepreneur starts with whatever he or she is building, because that person is either unsatisfied with what exists in the market, or there is a potential that there can be something else apart from what is there, right? So you go there as a user on your own. You yourself had experienced something, so there was something which can be filled. There was a gap which you could have brought, add something value to the table. So that's how I started. And people like me and other gamers and other users, the right TG which I feel you always have to find out in the right place. There are n number of places you can go and market your product or your brand, but there will be some right places that you'll gradually understand that मेरी audience यहाँ पे है, and I must stick to that, and take them first and then look into the broader audience, right? If that's the right answer to the if that answers the question, I guess.
Right, right. So one thing very important. You have to start with one thing, and you have to broaden your areas. So start
Right.
with something very specific, one thing, so that it will be easier for you to focus as well. If you start
Correct.
with multiple things, it's difficult to focus and difficult to market that as well. So that's a great
Correct.
point to focus on. Awesome. In fact, everyone, I've shared a link in the chat window. Let me just do that once again, by which you can join this streaming, and I can add you on this screen if you have any questions. Okay, we have another question from Ashish. And the question is, what attracted you to gaming as a business vertical?
Right, that's a good question. I've been asked a lot. So, in my childhood days, there used to be these gaming cafes where I used to get slapped by my mom that I used to spend a lot of time there, and I didn't like the game competitive gaming part of it, but I liked the social element. कि मैं वहां जाता था और वहां दोस्तों से मिलता था. I used to hang out and I used to eat those aloo puff and all that and spend a lot of hours, put that coin and play Tekken and Mustafa and stuff like that. So I carried that gaming ka interest from school days. Then went
Okay.
to college and spent some time in Counter Strike and other games. I like to explore more games in hyper casual category. मतलब ये carom, chess, pool, lot of games are out there, right? So I somewhat felt कि tech and gaming, I need to plug these two and build something. And obviously, gaming is not a nascent interest industry now. It's becoming mature, and thanks to pandemic and this lockdown, which has accelerated things for us. That I now realize that I'm in the right space, and there's a lot that can be achieved. And but if you compare India gaming market to outside India, right, to US and to Middle East, right, and China, in fact, right, so it's much matured markets out there, and India is doing its own piece of things. So I felt there is a lot that we can bring value to, and we can build, so that we can take gaming to the next level. So that's how I got attracted to gaming as a business vertical.
Awesome, awesome. And you talked about the different markets, right? So in other countries, the market for game is more mature than India, but I guess it is growing now, right? So looking at all the ads on the TVs,
Absolutely.
so it's growing a lot.
It's
And
gaming now, and it's gonna be like anything, and you might see people not watching movies and listening to songs but playing more games. The next
right,
generation, the guys who are 15, 16 right now, are eating food and watching live streams of games, not watching Friends and other TV shows or something else. They are
true, true,
absorbing more of gaming content.
true. See, personally, I'm not a big fan of someone watching games and
Yeah.
playing fantasy games, but yeah, but if
No,
that the
I know.
market demands, we can't do anything. So
Absolutely.
true, true. Okay, next question. There are so many questions coming up, and we have question from. Okay, wrong question picked up. There was a question of question just went up. Yeah, so it's here. And the question is, in what ways VR and AR in future of gaming?
Right. So I think Parmjeet has asked this question,
Yes.
right? So yeah, Parmjeet, I think AR, VR is the future. That's what there's a lot of research going around that. Obviously, it's not the conventional way of gaming, which you feel something. It's not that tangible. You wear something and you enter the virtual reality, or it's the AR that you pass it through a device which is augmented reality compatible, and then you play those games. So that is something which is beyond, which has explored a new dimension in gaming. Earlier, you're restricted to a screen. You're playing FIFA, you're playing either on your console, or now these days on PUBG, or Free Fire or Call of Duty on your phones, right? So you have certain restrictions to come up with your ideas and creativity. Whereas entering the AR and VR space, you can go all mad and crazy about it. and you can sit here, let's say in India, and experience the wonderland, wearing that VR headset, and just go inside there and play more and more games and experience a lot more things. So a lot of research going around, but how do we make it mature is that question which is still existing right now, because markets and devices or whatever is part of that new technology that comes in needs to mature to make it a success, right? So for example, like any, you pick up any product, you pick up games may you pick up PUBG, or you pick up a device like a MacBook, right? To make it a success, distribution is one point that is very important. So right now AR and VR is facing difficulty of distribution. It should reach to each and everybody out there to make it happen. So now we are seeing like 70-60% of the mobile phones are AR compatible, and mobile is the future. I mean, you cannot rely on PC or console to make it happen. You have to come to mobile, and you have to give that level of distribution Joe we have seen with these games like Carom or PUBG or whatever, right? So distribution hota hai, then we can see AR and VR becoming a success, but it has huge potential.
True, true. And I'm waiting for those days when these products will be easily available in the market, mass
Right.
production, but will take some time, maybe. Um, okay, so we have some people in the StreamYard and who want to come on screen to ask a question. I can see Rami.
Oh,
Raise your
wow.
hand if you want to be on the screen to ask a question. I can see Jack and Rami Reddy, they have their camera on. Should I add you? Okay, no response from them. Yeah, okay, so Rami Reddy is ready. Hey, hi Rami. I hope I'm properly
Hi, sir.
audible to you.
It's nice to see you.
Hi, Ravi.
Yeah, same here, Rami.
Yes, sir.
So how?
My question is how we can get the income in the part of gaming. Is a lot of
Right.
question.
I think that's a really nice question, and it's really helpful for the other audience as well. So, understanding gaming as a profession is important, and now it is becoming mature also. Because gaming, kya hota tha, there used to be a stigma, right? Our parents used to be like, why are you sitting and gaming? You have to do something which is fruitful. What
Yes,
was
this
that
is also
fruitful?
one big issue.
Yeah, right. So that is matured now, and it is spreading awareness. So if you see gaming, right, there are lot of domains you can pick up. It's not like you have to become that competitive gamer only to make it happen. Right now you can see gamers like Mortal, Dynamo sitting entire day and spending time and learning, enhancing that skill set to become excellent and win those prize pools and medals. That's one way to pick up as a profession. Then there is gaming GFX and VFX artist, right? These guys who look into animation and creating those videos and promotions and lot of stuff that is graphics oriented for the game. So you can pick up that in that area, right? There are guys who look into game development. Obviously, that's one technology area which is being boomed right now. You can see lot many games coming up. People sitting in colleges are building beautiful games, crazy ideas, lot of like. And somebody is asking here, what is the tech stack used, right? So to incorporate that question as well, there is Unreal, there's Unity, there is HTML5, you name it. Now people are building games on that. People are building games on React Native. It's amazing to see that somebody has a passion, and they just try to explore things, and it's happening, right? So game development, GFX, VFX, become a gamer, become a streamer, right? So guys are right now streaming their game. So if you are a person who likes to develop content, you can start playing games. I know Naveen was saying that I'm not a fan of watching games, but there are millions of people who want to watch you
Right.
play games, right? So when I saw the first live stream, right, I had that same impression कि यार ये क्या फालतू चीज है? Why are we watching somebody else playing a game? But when I saw the live watching, it was 1 million people, and like crazy diehard fans, right? They are like commenting, they are doing super chats on YouTube. So there are people who are interested in watching that content. So you can become that streamer also. You can become a content writer in gaming, right? There are people who are specifically writing gaming specific content. So there are so many skills and the domains which you can pick up as a gamer, a gaming industry profession and earn money and take it as a part of living, right? But you have to understand where you will fit in well, make the right choice and spend some more time, invest in that, and then it's not no more unconventional profession. Like we used to say, right, ki IT is an unconventional. Earlier पहले क्या होता था, लोग factory जाते थे, those core businesses, right, manufacturing and stuff. Now IT you became the mainstream. Everybody's on the laptop and either building something or taking meetings or coding, right? Now gaming is also that kind of a conventional profession that you can pick up, and still like parents lack certain understanding that ये gaming सिर्फ fun नहीं है, it is also a real profession. So you can pick up anything, Rami, if you are interested.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chanda.
Thanks, Rami. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Naveen.
Thanks, Swami. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Great. Cool. So we had another question which I just missed, but by the time I get the question, we have a joke here from Paramjit itself. I love memes. I love memes.
Absolutely. Meme is something which is a catalyst to any industry, I believe. I mean, it's helping any industry grow. You plug in memes in your industry and you see that it's happening, you get engagement.
Right. In fact, I tried that in some of my videos, but the only thing is it take more time for me to create a meme than creating the content video. So
there are people to do, Naveen. Don't just get those people and get it done. It's not like you have to sit and do memes, right?
So maybe I have to hire someone, the memer.
Yeah. There are crazy guys who create amazing memes, and once you put that, and you'll see immediately like thousands of likes and thousands of comments. Like we did one Gangs of Wasseypur meme for our tournament, and it was a crazy way to attract people. So, but I couldn't think of that, right? So there were people specifically for memes.
Cool. In fact, I just want to share this thing with everyone. So in 2018, I guess physically we met last time that in 2018, right? After that, this is our first phone call.
Correct.
So in 2018, I went to Bangalore for some official work, and then we met somewhere in the market, and then we went to a restaurant.
Right.
And then we were discussing about the business idea, and I was thinking, after a few days, is Parth really leaving a company and will be starting a business or not? And then after a few months, I saw that poster, and I like, ठीक है, कुछ तो हो गया. So that was awesome. So that's something, whenever you start something new, you always get the feedback from other people,
right?
And it's important. So if you want to start something new, if you want to have whatever you want to do in your life,
right,
don't change your opinion based on what others says, but at least get their feedback, and you will get some different perspectives.
Correct.
Great.
So I take it in a very different way. I mean, when let's say you want to do something, right? So go to somebody and ask. Don't ask that should I do this. Ask why should I not do this, and pick up those points and fix it if that can be fixed. And then just get your hands dirty and do it, right? Usually we go with that negative thing. Yaar, should I do it? That actually gives a 50% thing. So I go with that 60-40 mentality. If there is something with 60, I want to do it, right?
Okay.
Because I can pull that 60 to 90 or 100, whatever. So if you twist that question to bit that why should I not do it, then there is a 60 and 40. Then there's no 50 and 50, right?
True. That's a nice technique. I will use that next time. I should not do this.
I picked up a lot many from you, Naveen.
Cool. So we have another question from Mr. Nath. Is how difficult was your initial days of starting the business?
Right. So I started building Evor when I was working. I did not quit my job. I mean, at least the ideation phase I started doing on weekends. It sounds that typical startup thing कि आप weekend पे काम कर रहे हो and you're also working at a company. So I did that. But obviously the aggressive and the actual work started when I left my job, right? Initial days are tough, but to be honest, if you're loving it, right, you will never feel the pain. You will never feel that it's tough, right? It's So for me, it was tough to keep myself healthy. I had that scared mad thing ki I cannot become ill, I cannot catch fever or cold because I have to build something. So I only had that fear. Apart from that, I had no fear at all, no pains, nothing. Obviously, you need to understand that if you are sitting there with the mindset that it's amazing, I'm liking it, that what do you call that affirmation, right? कि ये तो बढ़िया है, this is something जिसमें मजा आ रहा है, नहीं हो रहा कुछ भी, you're not building anything, not working out, fine, get up and say it's fun to do. That is why initial days have been amazing, difficult on the level that how to scale it bigger. Obviously, things become, why something difficult, something is difficult because either you might not know a part of it, right, or you're scared to do it. So first part, the scared thing, I had eliminated. Second part, you knowing the thing, right, is something which actually keeps us back in our chair ki bhai main kya karu, what should I do, it's difficult, right? So stop thinking about that difficult thing and start learning, start picking up, start understanding ki what is required to make this difficult easy. Then you move to that, and then when you reach that, you are actually growing your graph, but that next thing becomes difficult, the previous thing becomes easy, right? So
Right.
that's my initial days of business. I have obviously there have been tough days that I have to sober myself down and say ki, it's gonna happen, take some time, and then move forward, but enjoy the journey. That's pretty much it. Like I have seen Naveen, so I have these group of friends, right? So jinka I eat I eat their head a lot. I will always tell them about my goods and bads. So maybe have those friends along with you, and always look up to people. Like, see people who are enjoying their thing. That will help you make things easy. I always mention Naveen in my talks ki, I love that aspect that Naveen loves to go, create content and do these trainings, and you're doing best at your job. And if you're not pretending what you're doing, you will love it. और एक बार you start loving it, there's no difficulty.
True.
I think ज़्यादा ज्ञान हो गया, ज़्यादा psychology हो गई, right?
There should be a new next session, the psychology, human
I
psychology.
sound like Sandeep Maheshwari now, I guess.
True. So we got another question. We have Dharan here who has a question, interesting one.
Hello.
Hi, Dharan.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, Dharan.
Good evening.
Hello. How are you?
You had a question,
I-
right, Dharan? Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am having question that I have a great idea, but it needs the skills like web development or Android app development, but I don't possess it currently. So should I gather some of my friends or some people that already possess that skill and have a experience, or should I get that skill and then I only means have a startup on that?
So, okay. Let's say you gather people and get job done. Then you need a skill of getting job done. Do you think, Dharan, that you have that? If you have that, go and gather people and get it done. Because that is also difficult. If you think that Dharan can get a job done, तो लोग ढूंढ लो, get those people. If you have still are skeptical about it, do mix of both. Learn also and get people also. Obviously, you cannot learn everything. So that's what have helped me. I immediately looked for a co-founder when I wanted to start up, right? And obviously, having multiple hands with you on an idea makes things easy. When you're down, there's somebody to push you. When you're building something, he's building something else, he or she, right? So first of all, understand ki what can I pick up in that piece. Let's say it's a website or a product which you want to build, right? So you say I don't possess web development, right? There might be designing in that. If you think you want to do designing, pick up design, let somebody else do the development. Obviously contribute to it. Don't, in the initial days, you cannot be the only manager and have team and just manage them. In the initial days, you will have to be a part of it, you will have to contribute. You can contribute ki research, market research kiya, understand the business and stuff like that, if that is one way and you found those web developers. But if you like web development, I would say pick it up, learn it. Also look for somebody with a complementary skill set and take it ahead.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Naveen, sir.
Dharan.
In fact,
Thank you, Parth, sir.
yeah, thank you, Dharan, for for your question. In fact, I wanted to ask this question as well. Should we do alone, or should be the only founder, or the co-founder is something you preferred? But you answer that.
Right.
Having co-founder will always be helpful.
It'll help you. I mean, personally, it's very subjective actually. There are people, obviously, uh, you as a trainer or a content creator or a, teacher, obviously your job is very operating on silos and working as a only person in the job, right? But when you grow things, you would obviously need a team at the back end working, but you'll be the center of the things and you'll be driving it. So in the beginning, you can, if it's a job like this, which is, you are the brand and you are the thing, you can do it on your own. But if it's something
Right.
like a product and something, there are people now who build entire app front end, back end design again alone, and just go to the market, launch it out. There are crazy people like that.
Right.
I mean, Zuckerberg was one of them, right? As a crazy
Right.
example. So it's not like you badly need a co-founder, but if you feel it comes from within that, I would get one and then start. Then go ahead.
Right. In fact, one more thing, it's easy to build product but difficult to market. So I've seen so many products which are built, but we don't have a strategy to market it, and then the product fails. So
I
sometimes you
think.
blame on your product that it is not good, but you
Hmm.
failed to market your product.
So depends. I mean, it's a very subjective. Again, if it comes from Naveen Reddy, it's easy to build and difficult to market. If it comes from a marketer and he wants to create an idea, it's difficult to build it. He will look for a person जो कि
Right.
बना दे. He'll be like, यार मैं इसको मचा दूंगा. I can get those 1 million users, but you bloody build it for me, right? So
Right.
it's like that skill set. And if you feel that I am not a marketing guy, so in entrepreneurship, I have understood this. I need to understand what I cannot do, right? Obviously,
True.
being Parth, I always wanted कि मुझे सब सीखना है, right? But I need to understand कि this is not my thing. I'll have somebody to work who knows better than me. So, like I said, coming from Naveen, building is easy, marketing might be difficult. But I see the reverse right now. I mean, you're doing great at marketing.
I'm learning. I'm learning from everyone.
Right.
So we have a question from Madhu Reddy, and the question is how initially you have recruited the staff.
Okay. So to keeping it lean, started with interns and my co-founder. Interns are guys who are like us and they're phenomenal. You put one intern and you put a full timer, and if that intern has it in him or her, he can kill it. So I carry that mindset that I was also that intern when joined somewhere, and interns come from a learning perspective कि मुझे सीखना है, मुझे करना है, right? So if you're starting, understand first of all how many working hands you need, then understand what are the right ways to recruit them. Obviously, if you need a full timer, there are multiple platforms. It's difficult in the beginning to convince somebody that I'm starting up, I need you on my team as a, let's say, head of design, or let's say a co-founder, in fact, right? It's difficult to, so there goes your first pitch. As an entrepreneur, like I said, sales, you are a salesman. So first sell is to get those initial people in your team, right? And then they do wonders for you along with you. So wo pehli sales pitch is very important. Then obviously, like I mentioned, interns, and there are crazy portals, right, outside where you can hunt for amazing talents out there who've been learning from Naveen's videos and somewhere else, right?
So now we are promoting my product. Great. Awesome.
No, I have seen that, Naveen. I have met people. So I met you first in 2016, right? So after
Yeah.
that, I've been meeting people where I've mentioned your name, and they would be like, "Yeah, I have seen that Java tutorial of that guy. I have seen that Python
Oh.
tutorial of that guy." So
Oh, great.
someone, I mean, almost everybody would have watched some of the other video if he or she is in the technology domain. So that's like a success, and I feel proud about that.
Oh, right. In fact, I have a tie-up with YouTube, so I pay them to promote my videos. But that's great. That's great. So in fact, the experience is when I go out and when I not in Mumbai, at least in Mumbai, I don't know why people, even if they recognize me, they don't show that they know me. But when I go to
Okay.
Hyderabad or Bangalore, every
Hmm.
time I travel in public transport, maybe train, at least someone will have that look on their face. I have seen this guy.
Probably that's Gar ki
Not
Murgi
sure
Dal
where.
Barabar, right?
Maybe,
He's
maybe.
seeing you almost every day, or maybe twice or thrice, and then you become a known face.
Right, possible. But the experience in Hyderabad and Bangalore is awesome. Every time I go there, they at least they show that they know me. They just try to guess from where they have seen it. Maybe they don't remember Telisco,
Mm.
but they have seen me
Mm.
somewhere. That's the face they
Right,
have. Or
right.
sometimes even once I have mentioned, yeah, Telisco YouTube. So
Mm.
so करना पड़ता है ऐसा कभी-कभी.
Right.
Right. In fact, the next question is what's I wanted to ask, but we got in a question is what was the journey of funding in your company? And let me add one
Okay.
more point to it. How was your journey for the funding? Plus, is it a good idea to get a fund or doing it on your own?
Right. That's bootstrap. Okay. So yeah, it's a good question. First to answer, like whether you run it bootstrapped or to raise funds. So understanding, do you need funds is important, right? So let's say if you're launching an app and you want to just you can understand that it requires, let's say, few dollars and few thousands of rupees to build that and launch it on Apple or Google App Store, and then I am probably need some funds to market it. Do you have it in your friends and family or your savings? I would say initial days you run it bootstrapped and test the waters. And there is a thesis behind a product. You start it, you build a POC, then you go to a PMF, then to a scalable PMF. So to mention what is PMF. PMF is basically a product market fit, right? So from a POC to a PMF, how do you understand if some people start liking your product and there are some repeat users or viewers or whatever your product is? It's a PMF, right? After that, you have to add features, you have to market it, and now obviously raising funds gives you that bandwidth to do from 1 to n. Maybe 0 to 1 doesn't need funds. That's the way. And there are a lot of unicorns and big organizations, and you see none of them are bootstrapped. They are not running on the founders money or family, friends and family. They have
Right.
raised a lot of money and they have scaled it up. So to understand when you want to raise money is important, because obviously when you go out to raise money, either you're going to dilute yourself, you're going to give some percentage of your company to somebody who shows belief in your team or your product, right? So you're giving some pie to him. He's not doing a pro bono to
Charity.
charity to add funds in your bank account. So you have to understand ki when I need it, I've tested the thing and it's phenomenal and it's gonna go like this, or it's something which needs a lot of money to start. Then you go out to raise money. Then how's been the journey for so far for Evor is we've been slightly lucky, I would say. First of all, network is something which I was taught when I was working at JP, and I had this amazing training session, and everybody was on the floor like network your network, grow your network, grow your network. That's the only thing that hit my head. Apart from that, nothing. Maybe some dialogues from Naveen all I carried with myself. Then this networking was limited to your office or organization, but when you want to raise money you have to grow your network outside, right? So like I met Rami, I met somebody who's asking question on the chat, and post the chat I connect with that person personally. Maybe he's an angel investor or somebody, right, who wants to put in money. So you got to network yourself. So I was doing that piece right. So I had raised a small seed round, then launched it into the market and put some money in marketing, and it was a PMF. Evor actually saw crazy traction in the first month itself. We started with very small games. We did some small marketing through Facebook and Instagram, and I saw repeat users coming in. Now we realize that, boss, we need this much money to market it, and also we need these features, which requires the team slightly to grow. So you have your projections in place, which is like a compass for your ship to sail ahead. So when you
Right.
have your projections, you know where you can get the funds from. You can understand whether you raise money or not. And for us, it's been a good journey. And again, we are out there to raise more money because we are growing ahead.
True. Right. Awesome. In fact, I have. Okay, someone is saying, Naveen, do you make tech videos these days or only chatting? Yeah, true. From last few weeks, I have been doing a lot of live sessions. But I guess you are not following the channel properly. I have uploaded videos on Coda and JavaScript. So it's just that I'm more active compared to last year. From last 1 month, I'm more active on YouTube, going live and uploading videos as well.
I guess Vikas wants more live videos for tech topics. I guess Naveen, right?
Yeah, maybe next time we should build a game online
Yeah,
live.
a gameathon for like 1 hour or so.
Possible. Maybe in 1 hour we can build a snake game, or we can
Yeah,
build maybe something
you
like
can
that.
build a ripoff of some existing game, pick it up and just tweak
Right,
it and make it live in 1 hour.
right. Let me just try that. Let me just try that. Cool. There was a question which just went up.
I saw somebody saying job or entrepreneurship.
Is it? Where is that?
Uh,
Yeah, we can talk about that. So, which one you prefer? Of course, you preferred entrepreneurship, but then when you were in your college,
right.
uh, you wanted to be an entrepreneur, or you just thought, hey, I will do a job for my lifetime. I just want to enjoy the money every month. And with that, I have one more question: is if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you are a college student and if you want to be an entrepreneur, should you directly jump to entrepreneurship or get a job, work for 2 3 years, get the experience, and then jump?
Right. So yeah, two, three questions. I think first one, let's start with this. Do you want to start in college or do you want to, work somewhere and then? So a lot of people studying in college today have immense skill set, which I did not have. I would say I've gathered that and I have learned it during my office, during my professional experience, which I had of 3 years before starting Evor. So I would say if you are a guy who's gathering information, building stuff in college itself, and you know the right people and you know the right way to do it, just don't think about joining an organization. Obviously going to joining a company gives you that thing about the practical and the real stuff. You might miss that, but like I said, if you are interning in college, if there are a lot of people who join us from college and they know in and out about Eva. They understand how is hiring done, how's this app built, how's marketing, kya kar rahe hain ye log, kya kar rahe hain ye log, kya kar rahe hain, right? And if that guy wants to start up something, he can immediately do it after college, right? Why does he need to go and join somewhere? So if you are that person, do that. Otherwise, obviously, it is suggested that you take that real life experience, work somewhere. You need a boss, I would say. So a lot of people have this mentality that I want to do entrepreneurship because I don't enjoy somebody bossing me, right? Like you mentioned, Naveen, before the video, right? You don't have a boss and you need motivation, right? So there are so many things which you would see that a boss helps you at, right? Obviously the boss is to be abused behind its back or talked about negatively when he's not there, but you don't know intrinsically he's giving you all that skill set. So that experience you get when you are in working in an organization, and also you learn from your peers and stuff. So if you're working during college, just directly jump onto things. So yeah, that's first question. Second is job versus entrepreneurship, right? So it's very personal choice, I would say. If you love your job, right, then stay there. It's not like it's required that you quit it and I want to build something of my own. If you are getting that vibe that I want to build something of my own, probably you are not liking it that much where you're working, right? It's out of that 10, it's again that 60-40 thing, right? If you're dicey and if you're liking that job, just stay there. It's not like the entrepreneur has that all it's all rosy out there ki ye funding aa rahi hai and you're growing. It's There's so much behind it, and obviously Naveen would also be knowing that you have to hustle every day, every moment, and there's no weekends, there's no holidays for you. There's no work life balance. It's always work and it's always life, right? So
Right.
if you're a person who wants to enjoy that work-life balance and you're liking your job, probably stay there. If you're not liking your job, maybe look for some other job, right? Another field if you want, or another organization you want to join. Then after exploring, you say, Ki, I don't want to do this, I just want to do on my own. Then maybe it's the right time to start up, correct? So all these questions have to be answered by the person. It's very personal choice, and both are phenomenal. I was personally not liking at workplace. Initial days were pretty good, but then I heard Virat Kohli saying somewhere that if you're pretending out there in the field, it's not for you, right? So that made, that moment, that eureka moment for me, ki boss, I am going there and pretending. I'm wasting my crucial days of my life. I'm going there, picking up my Jira task, sitting on it, maybe finishing it 1 or 2 hours, and then sleeping, and then going home and doing other things, right? So if
Right.
that's not you, don't do that.
Awesome, awesome. So those were some amazing questions and amazing answer, Parth. A lot of what do you say, gyan we got
Yeah,
today about
too
entrepreneurship.
much gyan, which I
Too
really
much
hate to
gyan.
do. It looks good coming from you because you put some nice fun part in every gyan bit. I personally admire that.
Right. So there's a difference between online and offline, right? In offline, we have a different energy. Online, we have a different energy.
Yeah,
Talking to a camera is one of the most weird thing you can do. At least I can
absolutely
see you now. I can see you. We can have some interaction. I can see the
correct.
feedback. I can get some response from you. But then when I record a video, it's damn weird looking at a
Yeah,
camera. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. And trust me,
right.
this is for everyone actually. Every time I record a video, I'm not sure if this happens with every content creator. Every time I record a video, before that, of course, we make content and then everything is ready, maybe on
Mhm.
paper or mentally.
Right.
After recording, we just have this thought, क्या बोला क्या मैंने? So we don't even remember what are the things we have mentioned in the video. After
Right.
the video, we have to watch the entire content to see. Acha, acha, these are the points which are covered. Okay, video is
This
good.
I'm
Maybe not
missing.
may not
Yeah.
be the 100% which I wanted, but we can
Yeah.
upload this. So it's very weird.
No, absolutely. I hate meetings right now in work from home, जो कि camera बंद करके होती है, right? The guys who shut down camera. I'll be like,
Right,
I really don't like watching this black screen and talking. Let's
right.
go ahead on a phone call, or let's just, do something else.
True, true. Yeah, phone call is better than having a Zoom call where everyone is,
You don't have video.
switching off the
Yeah,
camera. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
We're using Discord these days, by the way. Discord is phenomenal. Yeah,
Oh, we'll try that. So we have Yonwa. I hope I'm just pronouncing your name properly. I'm very bad with names.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for having me. I have a question, right? So I'm
Yeah.
currently in college, right? And like with the type of business that I want to go into one day, it's like it serves a very like niche community, I think. Do you think that it's like good to like when I get out of college to like first like try to like go work for those companies or for, like then try to like build a network while working for those companies? Or do you think because like I see the opportunity and it's like so vivid in my head and I'm like I really want to do this. So I'm like do I first try to like work for somebody, get that experience, get that networking first, or do I just like go for it off the bat? Like how, like when do you know when you're ready? Basically, I guess.
great
Yeah. I
question,
guess we
Yonva.
have talked about that question as well, but yeah, we can reiterate.
Where are you
Yeah,
from?
I am in South Africa.
Oh, South Africa. Okay. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good question. That are you ready enough or not? So, if you're still having that doubt, maybe you're not ready. That's one aspect to start with. I mean, you should not have a doubt in first place and just jump onto things and start doing. If you love that space, first of all, niche is very good. That's what I have observed outside. That if you're targeting a specific audience and you know that there's a huge potential, just start it because there's somebody else then who's gonna grab that opportunity. So if you have that first mover advantage, then definitely don't wait for networking and understanding and then doing it, because then somebody else might try it out. Obviously start networking and understanding in parallel, and
yeah,
when you start building it, you'll actually get the real thing out of it, right? That probably I'm lacking this, right? And then you work on that in parallel. So if you're out of that doubt, that you don't ask that question to anybody, that whether I'm ready or not, right? Then you're ready. If you still have that doubt, then think about it where you're lacking and then just pick it up, and then maybe after a few months then take it. But niche is, like I said, what we've seen in India geography and probably outside as well. If you're targeting a specific audience and the solution, the idea which you have in mind is not there route right now, just go and take it up, because first mover advantage is the best advantage that somebody has in any industry.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that
That's great.
help? I feel that it should be something helpful for you, Janwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That helps a lot. That helps a lot. I think, yeah, because like I've also had like some people who like I'd speak to, like some mentor type people that I'd like speak to. I'd be like, hey, what do you think about this? And then they're just like, hey, look, if you like try to do this thing, I'd like back you, but I think it's important that you like learn first. So I just wanted to get your perspective on that as an entrepreneur, you know.
Hmm. But there's
Yeah.
like
So
tons of advice people will give you, Anwa. It's about you. If you want to pick it up, like I would say right now that do it. But after a point, you will be like, yeah, I don't want to do it, or I like that. I lack this thing, and I want to take that first. Or I will say that wait for it, but you don't want to wait for it, right? So it's all
I
about
don't want
you.
to wait for it.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
don't wait for it. Just go out and start doing it, right? And do it sensibly, understand it, and make pointers that I don't know this aspect. I'm going to learn it while I'm doing it, but let's start it. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And I loved your
Thank you.
setup, Yonva. Are you a
Yeah.
gamer or do you make content?
Actually, no, I'm setting up to like start doing podcasts, right? So I just bought this thing like this month at the beginning, right? And my friend like he brought me his camera. He's not here like this week, but I'm also buying mine next month. I want to like start doing podcasts with him, just because like we have like a lot of these crazy conversations. That I think people would love to hear that.
Probably that's the business
Yeah.
idea which Janva is thinking about, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just a side thing. I just want
Awesome.
to say also like just before I go to Lisco, Naveen, like I've seen your Java videos, like and your Python videos. Like I've and in my what's this in my school we started with C, right? And then when we started with Python, that's when I like started learning from your videos. Right, I'm actually counting. You can't see my face, but your Python videos, your Java videos, and now I'm like from last week I started learning JavaScript, and I think it's amazing that you're making JavaScript stuff. It actually feels like it's making them for me. I'm always just like, whoa.
Yeah. Everyone is waiting for
Yeah.
JavaScript, but the only thing is it will take some time because I'm recording the videos, editing, and it takes time. I would love to show this setup, which the video is still editing the next video. Once the video get edited, it will be uploaded by tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm super excited for JavaScript series. And thank you so much for watching all the videos. I just hope you are kicking that like button there when you watch the video, if you're enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm subscribed, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a big
Thank you
fan,
so much.
Naveen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
That's the motivation.
Pleasure.
That's the motivation. After this session, I will record another video.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you
man.
so much,
Okay.
Yanwa,
Bye.
for being on the stream.
Okay, yeah, that's all from me. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Parth. It's been 53 minutes. Sorry for taking your time a
No,
lot.
no, at all. It's amazing to be here.
Okay. Yes, hope so. Next time also we'll talk about something else apart from entrepreneurship. Maybe some fun thing. So
Yeah.
that's it. I hope you enjoyed being on this platform, talking to my audience. I know they have a
Absolutely.
lot
And
of questions.
I love the fact that people are so curious, and I see a lot of questions on starting with how, which usually doesn't happen. People are
Yeah.
like other questions into key what and which, but like so many people coming up with how's key. How did you do
Yeah.
this? How did this happen? And so that's the thing that I really feel people should do more, and I do personally. And it was amazing to be here, uh, chatting with you after a long time.
Yeah, in fact, this was an awesome session about entrepreneurship. Every day when I used to go live, I used to get questions on entrepreneurship, and then today it got answered. And that is something very important. And unfortunately, because of the topic, I have ignored so many messages here, and then everyone is talking about those things. You're not taking my questions. So what we'll do
Oh,
is, for your questions, I will again go live around at 10 p.m. Everyone. So this was specifically for entrepreneurship. As we go live every Saturday for Ask Me Anything, we'll do that at 10:15. Let me just complete some other work, and let me just also have my
Naveen,
dinner,
if
which is very important. Yeah.
yeah, if there's somebody, I mean, I think you've put up my LinkedIn profile, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if there's somebody who has a very specific gaming or anything related to startup, just reach out to me on LinkedIn. I respond in quick time, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Not everyone says that. I
Yeah.
don't message me on LinkedIn, anyone. But yeah, so we have Parth who is ready to help you. So if you have any
Yeah.
questions regarding games ecosystem, then Parth is there. So just
Yep.
you will find the link in description area. I guess I have mentioned that, and you
I
can
think
connect with
so.
them.
Yeah.
And networking is very important. So that's the
Yep.
first step of networking. Connect with
Absolutely.
entrepreneurs. Great. Thank you so much, Parth. I hope we'll get online again. Next time we'll have some different chat. And I enjoyed the session. I hope you enjoyed the session.
Absolutely. Loved it.
And I hope the audience has also enjoyed. So that's it, everyone.
Sure.
Thank you, Parth. Ending the live stream.
Thanks, Arvind. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.